let's be really motherfucking honest. Let's actually be honest, yeah. I hate people that be like, oh, I'm realistic, and I'm just trying to be realistic. No, actually, you trying to make yourself miserable. Does your mind ever talk negatively to you? Does it ever talk badly to you? Does it ever bring up all negative emotions and not just talk badly to you, but talk badly to other people as well? Yes, I feel like when your mind starts talking badly to you, that's an amazing opportunity to start showing it love. Because of course, my brain starts talking badly to me. It's like at some point it was doing that all of my life. At some point, I never really could have any positive thoughts about myself. In fact, I was encouraging the negativity. I was like, oh, I hate my life, I hate this, I hate that, I despise everything that's happening right now. Everything. I hate everything. And over time, my brain started accepting that negativity within me. Over time, that negativity is exactly what my brain thought I loved. And whatever you pay attention to is what your brain thinks your heart loves, and it would keep feeding you in. So yes, my brain talks negatively to me, but I think that's a very important and promising aspect of self-love. It's a very important aspect of how much compassion you're willing to show to yourself in that moment. Because I think when we're reprogramming our mind and we're trying to show our mind what we love, which is love, joy, peace, happiness, and we're showing our mind what we love, we have to show what we're paying attention to, what we're not paying attention to, what we're willing to strive for outside of the pain, the struggle, and the safety, and our own parameters. I think your brain truly does think that you love negativity. And that's not something we want to sit down with enough. Your brain shows you what you pay attention to the most, and whatever your brain is continuously telling you is what you have continuously told yourself over the years, and it will take time to break that pattern. But when it does come up, when the negative emotions build up, you need to be able to talk back to it. You need to be able to talk back to your mind as though it's either your best friend or your child. For instance, I had this really bad thought about someone, and it is, well, there's three things you can do, but let's proceed, right? I had a really bad thought about someone, and I had to just look back and be like, hey, yo, don't do that. That's very mean. Talking to myself, because at that point, I felt like that was very mean and very uncalled for. I don't know. She did not do anything. She was just chilling. That was my friend. That's a stranger. And I felt the need to talk bad about the person. Not only that, I felt and I don't think all thoughts are your thoughts. I think your brain is just programmed to show you what you pay attention to. And sometimes the things that you pay attention to is the things that you like. So depending on the people you're around, the environment you're around, the certain things that you're constantly intaking, these are the things that will force you and force your brain to say, oh, she likes this because she gives me this, let me give her this. Or she likes this because she gives me this, let me give her this. And at the point in time, I kept shoving negativity into my brain because I was surrounded by negative people. I was depressed and didn't want to live, you know. And I can't see the S word here, so you just gonna relax. Right? So over time, it's something we're gonna have to accept, that your brain shows you what you pay attention to. And when your brain is constantly showing you negativity, it's being more truthful than you are. You love that negativity, don't you? You love it. You crave it. In fact, if you don't have it, you feel the cry. Because love, optimism, joy, peace, hope specifically, is very hard to embody. It's very hard to take on. Hope, love, peace is very hard to embody. As someone that is finally trying to regain back her hope, because at some point I was so disappointed I couldn't hope for anything, and I'm slowly regaining back my hope, and it takes a lot of courage. It took a lot of courage because hope requires me to accept that some hopes I will be disappointed in. And same with love. Recently, one of my friends died, and it really and truly showed me how loss will come into this love. How any aspect of love will come with loss and sacrifice. And these are hard pills to swallow. That all the positivity will come with its own brand of negativity. But this is what we need to show our brain. If we want I don't think your brain will ever stop talking negativity to you, not because of your own will, but I do believe that over time you get better and how better with how to deal with it. Over time you get better and you don't spiral as quickly. You don't engage with it as quickly. In fact, sometimes you even ignore it and it's cool. It's vibey. You know? But I do think if you want to continue on this love and the self-love journey, I do think that you're gonna have to learn to talk back to your negativity. You're gonna have to start showing it more positive things. You're gonna have to engage in more positive thoughts. You're gonna have to engage in things that make you happy and things that bring you joy. And you're gonna have to find those things and show your brain, this is what I want to see more of. Because the only thing that your brain knows and articulates well enough is that she pays attention to this or he pays attention to this, and then she must love this, no? Because I just want to preface this, your brain collects 1 million pieces of information, your subconscious, and the fact that it shows you those specific thoughts every day, because it repeats, those thoughts will repeat. The fact that it shows you those thoughts every single day means, 1, you haven't faced the problem, and 2, you haven't shown yourself enough love to come out of those thoughts. So, and you don't know enough to come out of those thoughts. For instance, recently I got a job, not the typical one, a babysitting job, right? And my first thought, well, the thought that went through my mind, because I don't believe your thoughts are your own, right? But my first thought was, this is no real job. That was my first thought. And I wondered, where did I get that limiting belief from? That was a constriction on what I thought I could and could not do. And honestly, I do believe babysitting is a job. What do you mean it isn't a real job? And it made me question the things that I was willing to do, and made me question the limitations I had on myself, what I could and couldn't do, because I've been taught that you need to get a proper job and you need to do this, you need to do that. And I wondered, what was the classifications of a proper job? Those are the problems and the topics that my brain constantly reoccurred. The fact that I don't have a job, the fact that I don't have this, the fact that I don't have a, and here's the thing with your brain, the brain lies to you. You don't have a proper job, or you're unemployed, so you're worthless and useless. No, you're not. You're not. And over time, in that moment, I felt that I had to be able to break that limiting belief I had. I feel like your brain constantly shows you the problems that you're unwilling to face, the embarrassment that you're unwilling to come over, the sadness that you're unwilling to look at, and the anger that you're not willing to put firm boundaries within. Your brain shows you that. Regardless of the negativity, your brain will show you the problems that you refuse to acknowledge in your life. And that is why a lot of people don't like being alone with their thoughts. They don't like their mind. They don't think their mind is a safe space. And you have to cultivate that safe space in your mind. And you have to put down the phone, put down the escapism, put down the alcohol, put down the everything, put down the vices, and sit down long enough with yourself to really actually be able to articulate certain things. And I know it's hard, but it's necessary. So your brain will talk negatively to you, but it's what you do with that negativity that's important. It's what you show your brain that you can do in the face of negativity, because negativity will always be there. It's an aspect of light and dark that we refuse to acknowledge. Sickening and twisted, I know, but it's the reality. It's reality. And as much as the light will be there, and as much as we want to acknowledge the love and the joy and the peace and the this and the that, sometimes you have to acknowledge the mother fudging negativity as well, because I think at some point, you have to be able to take accountability for the fact of where your life been. You have to be able to take action for where your life been. And I think we have lost the ability to be young and careless. That's what I think. I think we've lost the ability to be young and careless in the face of our worries. I think we've lost the ability to stop engaging in negativity openly, because that's what we're surrounded by all the time. Sometimes you have to be like, I couldn't care less, and move on. Sometimes you have to ignore the negativity. Sometimes you have to acknowledge it, but it's not every day you can acknowledge it. Some days take a break, ignore the whole. Some days you gotta, cause I'm not perfect. Sometimes I ignore the whole. Sometimes I go into escapism as well. But I think these moments of negativity is exactly. I think these moments of negativity is exactly what our brain needs to function. It's exactly what our brain needs to show. It's exactly what our brain needs when we refuse to show it anything but negativity. I think we need to put down all the negativity that is constantly surrounding us and begin anew by start shoving positivity down our throats. And this is not to deny the reality, absolutely not. This is to face the reality, because let's be really motherfucking honest. Let's actually be honest. Yeah, I hate people that be like, oh, I'm realistic and I'm just trying to be realistic. No, actually, you trying to make yourself miserable. Let's talk about that, because if you were trying to be realistic, you would also acknowledge, yes, the economy is crashing, but also the sky is blue. Random, but it's true. The grass is green. Yes, the earth is crumbling, but the sunsets are pretty as fudge. I have my friends, I have my family, I have a roof on my head, I have all these different things that I can't find around, can't find happiness and can't find grateful for, but you want to be realistic. You like making yourself miserable. Let's just get out the way. You like negativity. Just say that. Come on. So, as much as we want to look at our negativity with compassion, we must be able to look at our life with grace as well. We must be able to accept our whole reality. Yes, love, joy, and peace and hope is hard to have when there's so much negativity, but these are the emotions we need the most. They're scary to have because they have so much hurt in them, but the reward is worth it when we hope for a better future. The reward is worth it for a better future if only we allow ourselves that. So hope, love, joy, peace. We need to bring more of that into our life. We need to find things that make us happy. We need to find things that make us hope for a better future. We need to find things that bring us peace and calmness. We need to be able to have these emotions into our life and welcome them fully, as well as welcome the anger and the sadness, because you've been accepting all that madness for the longest while. The least you could do is give your body that time, that energy, your brain, and then over time your brain is going to start slowly showing you, hey, yo, this is this, this is this, this is this. Or eventually you're going to be able to deal with your negativity. So you're going to be able to deal with your negativity better than you once did. That is something to hope for. That at some point when your brain starts talking negatively to you, you're going to be able to start talking back to it with calm, not professionalism, with calm, compassion, and love. I know it is hard to do these things. I know it's hard to accept the reality of these specific things, but the life that we want, we have to strive for it. The people that we want to become, we have to strive for it. And yes, some people might look at you like you're naive, because optimism is constantly seen with unintelligence and naivety. However, your optimism, your love, your joy, your peace, all of the negativity that you have built up, you just need to know that after you on this journey and you've done the work and you continuously doing the work, because it's a continuous stepping, baby, until we die, but it's fun, right? After you've done the work, after you've continuously put your best foot forward, even if it might look like 1 minute of doing something, eventually you could know that you earned your positivity, you earned your love, you earned your joy, you earned that ability to safeguard your and protect your love, your joy, your peace, and your hope. And no one can take that away from you. No one can take the self-healing intuition, that self-confidence you have within yourself, because you did the work. So I hope you have a good day, and I love you. Bye.